Hello chess lovers, Soren here, and in today's video we are going to analyze another attacking game played by the 8th World Chess Champion Mikhail Tal. Tal's opponent is Bulgarian Chess International Master Atanas Kolarov. This game is from 1970 European Team Championship. The team of Soviet Union is playing against Bulgarian team, and Tal opened up this game with e4. Kolarov's answer was c6. He goes for Caro-Kann defense, knight c3. As you know, in here the main move is d takes e4, but black chose g6 move, which is known as Gurgenidze variation, named after Georgian chess player Gurgenidze, who loved experimenting with different openings. There is also a line introduced by Gurgenidze in here which starts with b5. He even tried it against Mikhail Tal. That game we have covered on my channel. But in our game we have g6, knight f3, so in this line black is fianchettoing the kingside bishop, knight d7, bishop c4, knight f6, after which an exchange on f6 followed, and then both players castled kingside. Rook e1, bishop f5, black is developing the last piece, and white knight is landing on the central e5 square. Bishop g5, bishop d5, bishop d3. White is of course rejecting the offer of exchange of light squared bishops. Being an attacking player, Tal always wants to have as many pieces as possible. At the moment he can go for c4, and moreover later we will see how useful this bishop can be when organizing the attack. c3 protecting the pawn, knight goes back on d7. Looks like that black is lack of strategic ideas, and at this point better was playing rook c8 and then bringing into life c5 idea, but in our game we have knight d7, knight f3. Tal is also rejecting the offer of exchange of knights, rook e8. Yes, rook e8 is bad, and it's a provocative move, you know. I just can't understand when playing against Tal, how can you make a provocative move like this? How can you invite a move like rook takes e6? This is something which Tal made, and for sure he was very happy with this, because this now gives him a great attacking chance. Quite possibly black's intention was to play knight f8, right? Also overprotected the pawn on e7 in order to enable the bishop to move, but yeah, that's bad. And by the way, probably you noticed that our exchange sacrifice looks very similar to the one which in 1987 Tal made against Anatoly Karpov. That game we have already covered, and yeah, the positions, the sacrifices look almost identical. In both cases Caro-Kann defense was played. Rook takes e6 is on the board, so now let's see how is Tal going to intensify the pressure, and e5. Black is hurrying to get rid of that weakness. An alternative is knight f8. If bishop c4, then queen d6. Maybe this is even better, you know, but in our game we have e5, and there comes bishop c4 check. King h8, d takes e5, queen c7, bishop f7, rook f8, e6. Black gave up a pawn, but that allowed white to gain a wedge on e6. Knight f6, which is not good. Better was playing knight e5. This could allow black to put a tough defense. And by the way, in here there is no bishop e7 move because black has bishop h2 check. If king h1, then queen takes f7, e7, and then rook takes f7. Yeah, black is winning. And if king f1, then anyways queen takes e7. So yeah, you can't capture on e7, and knight e5 is definitely better. In our game we have knight f6. There comes queen c4. With this maneuver white is transferring his queen to the king side. Sorry, at the moment we have rook e1, and only after queen d5 we have queen h4. Now the threat is bishop takes g6. That's why black hurried to give back the exchange. In case of queen f5, knight e5 is coming, and again there is knight g6 threat. That's why black decided to get rid of this powerful bishop. But instead of hurrying with recapturing. Tal played knight e5. He's also hitting on g6. For example, you can't move back your rook because of this check, and then black will lose his queen. That's why after knight e5 black played knight h5, and there followed knight takes f7 check, king g8, and the pawn on e7 also dropped. Rook e8, knight d6, bishop f6. There comes bishop takes f6, and in return black won white knight. Bishop g5. At the moment white is 2 pawns up. Black here won one of them, but stepped into a pin. Knight g7, queen b3. Hitting both on b7 at the same time, this allows white to play rook d1. King f8, breaking up the pin. Well, if queen d5, then white can just go for an exchange of queens and then play rook d1. If rook d6, then first bishop e3, taking under control these squares, attacking this pawn, and if a6, then c4, and white is winning the pawn on d5. After queen b3, black played king f8, and there comes rook d1. Queen e5, bishop h6, rook d6, and after rook takes d6, black resigned. If here, then the pawn on b7 also drops, and yeah, this is an easy win. That's why after rook takes d6, resignation followed. A very nice attack by Mikhail Tal. The pressure was too big, Kolarov failed to defend accurately, and his position went down quickly. In the end, a chess puzzle for you. This one is from Paul Morphy's game. In here he failed to find forced mate in 4. You can do better. It's black to move, and as usual, we'll wait for your answer in the comment section. Thanks for watching, we'll see you in my next video. Take care.